I want to go back to the idea of vision that you were talking about. And I'm assuming that when you're doing these seminars and workshops, you're already telling stories as you are doing these events. How do you tell people to first figure out their own vision? Because you can't tell them what to, have a vision about.
No,
you can't tell them their vision, even though sometimes they want to. They want you to. And how does a person question their vision once they're already on the path, in order to make sure they're letting themselves be free from the shackles of linearity?
Yeah, well, you are asking me pretty difficult questions now.
Well, we'll go part by part.
Yeah, because I have made this journey myself, and the answer I'm giving you today will be different from the answer I would have given you last year, and will no doubt be different from the answer I will give you next year.
Great.
But originally, I started off by really being the storyteller, and I believed in the fact that I believed in the power, I believed in the utmost power of the interaction between a story and the teller of the story.
Yeah.
So that's where my first focus was, and I've practiced that for many years, and so I was actually in a corporate context. I was the trainer who talked,
Yeah.
And I believed in the power of the word and the story and the message, But this has completely changed, over time, because gradually I have gone back to the. Actually, I've been walking backwards, I don't know if you're familiar with Paulo Freire, who in the 1960s wrote this classic book, The Theater, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed.
I will look it up, and that sounds interesting.
Yeah, you have to look that up.
Yeah. I love a good title.
Yeah. But when I read that, I realized that as long as the story and the storyteller are outside the community of learners, what you're actually practicing is not education, but is oppression, because you are actually manipulating the learner into the fantasies and into the fantasies, or maybe the messages of what it is that you're trying to convey, and you are using beauty as a honey trap.
Yeah.
Because the story is beautiful, and it's a honey trap. Yeah. And with a good story, anybody can sell anything to anybody.
Right. Yeah.
This is what we practice in marketing.
Yeah, empathy is a weapon.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It's a very dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
So it's a form of oppression, And then, of course, Paulo Freire, again, is very much linked to my generation. We were preoccupied with freedom and freeing ourselves from the shackles and the burdens of oppression.
Yeah.
So I've been going back, and I've been trying to walk the talk, and to put less emphasis on my story and my role as a storyteller, and to flip the classroom and to try to get the story created by the learners. So actually, my personal voyage over the 40 years of my professional career, you can see how slow I move. Huh? I'm a very slow mover. It took me 40 years to take this big bend,
right.
And to just flip the classroom. And from the storyteller who was on the desk and who had always the things to say, and who was in love with the beauty of his own language and his own vocabulary.
Yeah.
I have transmogrified myself completely into the invisible learning facilitator that I try to be today. I'm still not there, but I'm still not there. But now I discover that there is much more beauty in the story when in the story that is created on the spot, impromptu. And but this implies a lot of changes that I have done, architecturally speaking, or in the design of workshop or the design of a learning track. I would have used to design a learning track by defining learning goals, and working towards goals. And now I would just step into a context of learning, a framework of learning, and then after some time, the learners would gradually discover things that they want to learn.